Things are starting to get hot and sweaty in the shed this week on Banter Wars. We're running out of spaces in the series grand final. So let's see which 6 competitors will be facing the trials this week to book their place in Banter Wars history. Let's find out who they are.
Prime Minister's robot for this week is a chimera. That means a hybrid machine. He's taken Crikey Oh Blimey and the Prime Minister's pulverizer and just sort of crushed them together in a great big crusher thing. And it's come up with this Crikey Oh pulverizer with a lifter and blender. Really strong contender. Just as powerful as both those robots combined, really. And its first challenger for today, the Bone Tickler. A Series 1 Grand Finalist with the Bone Bugger Upper. This one operates in much the same way. It's a grey thing with a grappling, bone-breaking set of jaws. Even better than before. Another one to watch out for. Australian Bruce. This robot hasn't really changed much since Series 1. It's added some Foster's cans on the side, which help it to self-right were it to be tipped over. Its self-righting mechanism has been weak before. I'm sure he'll hope that they work this time. Good eye, Bruce. Slowly moving onto your screen is Mexican Dan's latest creation, the Wall. It's just that, a massive, massive wall. Not many are going to get past that. It also has inbuilt toilet facilities. It's going to stop anybody crossing the border to the grand final. Our penultimate competitor for today comes from Le Chef de Boeuf. Very rarely appeared in Banter Wars. This year he's here with a microwave. Yes, a restaurant standard microwave. He actually pulled it out from the wall just before coming here, after realising at the last minute he had to make a robot. You can still see the cables sticking out the back there. Wonder how good a microwave can do in the arena. And last, and very much least, the Banter Wolf. We actually couldn't get it to move towards the brick wall. It's just a ball that sometimes moves, depending on where gravity is facing at the time. I do wonder how this thing is going to go. Probably not successfully.
Six robots, so thirsty for blood that they make Genghis Khan look like Mother Teresa. But before they get into battling each other, they have to go through the usual trials. The first one being the Gauntlet, the single most evil maze ever created by mankind. And it's just in our studio over there. So beware, things are going to get very, very dirty.
Oh, I say very dirty indeed. This is Crikey Oh Pulverizer, a combination of two of the most deadly robots we've ever seen. The Prime Minister has put a lot of money behind this one, and it's going towards the box of bollocks. I think it should be able to get past that with relative ease. There we go. Shove the box out of the way, and into the hole. A very rapid start. It's got to get past the ram of rambunctiousness and into the sphere of confusion. There it is. Very confusing. Gets an electric jolt from the side grille that manages to move the sphere out of the way. Now has to head towards the ramp. This is a brilliant run. An outstanding run, honestly. Now towards the ramp. Oh, it's just a bit too low to the ground. You've got to get out of there or else you get hit by the banter balls. Here they come. Ow! Jesus. Too much banter to handle from the banter balls. Needs to get up this ramp now. It's lost seconds, valuable seconds, but it has made it up the ramp now, slowly and surely into the cage at the end. A good run, just let down at the end there by struggling to get up the ramp. Dealt with that box of bollocks very easily. Ram of rambunctiousness was no problem. Sphere of confusion and then failed at the banter balls. Got to the end though. So there we have it. Exactly 60 seconds. Almost ran out of time, but just about made it. Can the Bone Tickler repeat such an historic feat? There it is, Bone Tickler, melding in nicely to the background. That weapon looks deadly this year. Added extra teeth. Gonna go for the bricks of never-ending nightmares. Through them easily. It should have no problem at this stage of the course. Ooh, it nearly falls off the edge though. Why is it doing that? I don't know, it's losing control. Terence, the driver, is probably having a tough time in the control booth. Now heads over the ramp to the maze of the abyss. Gonna take it slowly and warily. Gets over to number 3. Receives an electric jolt, but should get past that. Edging ever closer to the end, gets another jolt. But now just needs to get over that one last box. Time is running out though. He's got to get up that ramp to the safety of the Banter Wars trophy at the end. It can't make it up. Just about gets up the side of the ramp. It's a good run. Will be second in the table behind Crikey Pulverizer, but it should be safe, especially considering some of the other opponents we've got coming up. .46 metres, a good run by the Bone Tickler. It should be safely through to the next round. Next up, and this could be a fun one, it's the wall. This could be entertaining. It's wider than it's wider than the 2 routes. Is it going to go for the bricks of never-ending nightmares or the box of bollocks? It's turning. I see what it's doing. Very wise. It's not going to be able to fit in there if it just drives forward. It's doing 3-point turns, or what may end up being a 20-point turn. But it's working. Mexican Dan's driving, paying off here. Just getting past the first corner. No matter how wise the driving, it is incredibly slow progress. And I do wonder how it plans to get past the box of bollocks. I don't think it can. It's a poor run, but it could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse. Considering the design, it's not getting past the box of bollocks. It's stuck here. That's as far as it's going to go. Good driving, I will give it that. It's just, it took too long. It's the wrong design. What was he thinking when he designed this thing? $12 meters. That might not be enough. It does mean that the Bone Tickler is safe with its 46 metre score. I'm not sure how well the rest will do, but I think they might beat 12. Brutalizer next. Australian Bruce's Brutalizer has now been shortened in name to the Brutalizer. It's got a nice ring to it. Which way are you going to go, Bruce? It's going to go to the box of bollocks. Popular choice today, it seems. Into the box, and it's a difficult push. It's a very difficult push. It's reached the 12 metres. If it can get past the box of bollocks, it will progress into the next round. Making slow work of it, but it's got just a few more seconds to push that box and squeeze its way through. It's inching forward, well, inch by inch. I think that might just be enough. I think it's done enough. Can it progress any further? That's the next question. It's got to get past the ram of rambunctiousness. Oh, gets a nice crush there. Those Foster's cans would be looking too nice after this. Now to the sphere of confusion. Oh, and Australian Bruce is finding it very confusing. He can't get past that. Time's run out. Stuck by the ball. The sphere of confusion. It did get past the box of bollocks though. Made it past the 12 metres it needed to stay in the competition, so we will see it again. But apart from that, one of the weakest performers so far. Australian Bruce will be satisfied, I think. 28 metres on the board. Beats the wall by 16 metres. Next up is the microwave. Surely there's got to be some restrictions, some regulations that you can't just enter kitchen appliances into Banter Wars. But hey ho, we've had worse entries. Its weapon is a microwave door. It just like that. There you go. Hits the brick. It's getting through the brick walls though, so it is making some progress. Can it get up the ramp? That's the next question. It's got to knock those bricks out of the way. I think it's struggling. It is struggling. Go on, up the ramp. Go on, up you go. If you can't beat the wall, then you might as not well be in this competition. And you may not be. Not for much longer. Changed its mind, and that's probably a wise decision. Still can't get past the bricks of never-ending nightmares. Now finally does. It's going to try taking on the box of bollocks, but we're running out of time. In steady progress. I don't think it's doing it enough. Ooh. Tight. Very tight. Not a good performance by the microwave. You'd think it should be able to get up the ramp. It couldn't. So it changed its mind at the last minute. How far did it get? It did 12 metres as well as the wall, but beat it by several inches. So despite such a poor performance and awful driving, it will progress. It's all down to the Banter Wolf now. Mexican Dan watches with bated breath as the Banter Wolf enters the ring. Can a large sphere navigate the gauntlet? The answer looks to be no. It's not moving. Somebody roll it forward, please. It's done. It's gone. Go away. Go home. Rubbish. Wow. When you can't even beat something that's too big for the opening corridor. I mean, who's surprised, honestly? Banter Wolf with the worst performance in the Gauntlet to this point in the series. 0 metres, did not move an inch. Might as well just not have bothered. Banter Wolf is with the Prime Minister.
I have the Banter Wolf here with me now. How do you feel about losing? Okay, there's your answer.
Back when I was younger, I always wanted to be a football player. You could earn so much money kicking a ball around and have plenty of fun in the process. But things are a bit different for robots. In fact, football in the robot world is so brutal that very few even see it as a viable career path. But one of our house robots, Wobbleclaw, is made of the right stuff. He's going to be the new Pepe. He's going to kick everyone's heads in as soon as he gets near the ball. And he wants a challenger. Now, as the goalkeeper, he's going to have to keep our competitors from scoring those goals. Can they score a goal against the most brutal robot goalkeeper in the world? Let's find out.
That's right, Wobbleclaw is today's goalkeeper. It makes Pepe look like a blabbering schoolgirl. Microwave is first up. We'll hope to move that ball into the red goal. An own goal counts for minus points. You just want to get as many points as possible. Now stuck against the side by Wobbleclaw. It tried to shoot the ball towards the goal unsuccessfully. That microwave door is not going to do you much good there. Now comes away from Wobbleclaw, facing the wrong direction, and Wobbleclaw does not want to let him go. obviously didn't like Chef de Buff's cooking last time he went to the only restaurant in a heap of land. But now coming towards goal, that's the shot. Is it going to go in? Go on. In it goes, surely. It's hit the post. It's a worthwhile attempt, but he's not got any points on the board. Wobbleclaw doing a brilliant job as the goalkeeper. Run out of time. Oh dear, 0 points. Came close though. Initial battering by Wobbleclaw makes it look impossible. But the microwave nearly, very nearly here, got a shot on goal. Now that could come into play because the way this competition works, if the lowest scoring robots are tied, then it goes down to shots on target. Microwave got 1, that could count. Next up is the Bone Tickler. And there is the Bone Tickler. Probably not the best build for football, but we'll see if it can outdo the Microwave. Wobbleclaw will not want to let him past. Now there's the ball. Got to knock it into the goal, Bone Tickler. Terence is having a fit in the control booth again. Ball is in the right place. Just turn right now. Turn right. Turn right. It's the goalissimo. 1 point on the board. Safely through to the next round. Wobbleclaw is not happy. Look at that face. The face that not even the mother could love. She couldn't afford the abortion. There could be another goal here if the Bone Tickler can just turn right. No. It's not managed it. And Wobbleclaw doing a good job as goalkeeper. Bit of redemption. Now counting down Bone Tickler's time, but it's done enough. It's got on the necessary goal that it needed. Wobbleclaw will want to do better next time. Next warning. Warning for the next bot anyway. Good performance by the Bone Tickler. Helped a bit there by Wobbleclaw. Nearly got the second goal, but didn't quite manage it. One goal, that's going to be enough. Microwave on 0. The Brucelizer is next and will hope to score at least 1 goal to keep it in the competition. Are Australians good at football? We're about to find out. Australia do occasionally get to the World Cup, but that's largely because their qualifiers are so easy. A blindfolded nun could make it through. How will Australian Bruce deal with this particular game of soccer ball? It's a good start, a very good start. Wobbleclaw is in no man's land, and there is the first goal in a matter of seconds. Australia really is a great nation for soccer. What is Wobbleclaw doing? Wobbleclaw is lost at sea. He's nowhere near the ball. Nowhere near the goal either. He's just nowhere. 2 goals for Australian Bruce. Could get a third here. Very much on course to do so. Oof, bad driving. And now Wobbleclaw is back in goal. Did a bit of a Joe Hart there. But I don't think Australian Bruce is going to get this third. It's a good performance nonetheless. 2 goals. Didn't quite make the hat-trick though. Kicked like a kangaroo. And in plops the ball onto the Barbie. Good performance by Australian Bruce. Two points on the board, puts it top of the table. Next up, the wall, Mexican Dan. Now, Mexicans are very good at football, probably better than Australia. Will that be shown here? Well, this could go one of 2 ways. The wall in football tends to be a defensive tactic. It's supposed to be an offensive game. Although I don't think the ball's going to go past it. It's just so slow though. Look at this. Wobbleclaw trying to get a side-on attack on it. No, comes in from behind now. Mexican Dan has got to turn, but Wobbleclaw has stopped it in its tracks. Now push it against the other wall. It's very hard to use the turn the wall without referring to the robot. Now stuck. This thing's too sluggish, too ponderous. Wobbleclaw is going to come back in. It's not looking good. Oh dear, not even a shot on goal. It's going to be below the microwave. The microwave is going to stay in the competition. This is very, very bad. Well, it barely made it through the gauntlet because of its shape and its size. I don't know how it would have fared in the heat battles, but honestly, I don't think it would have done much better. It's out. I'm saying it's out because I know that Crikey Pulverizer is next, and I cannot for the life of me see it getting through this without at least one goal. Crikey Pulverizer next, it should drop the wall out of the competition. And I'll tell you why. The way that this robot is built with the lifter at the front and the cage means that should be perfect for scoring a goal here. It's not slow either. It's steady, it's not slow. Wobbleclaw, you're doing something different here. He's taking the ball with him and places the ball in that cage. Now, did Wobbleclaw do that on purpose? Is this competition rigged? Well, I mean, the Prime Minister is behind this robot. There's your goal. There it is. The Prime Minister will be happy with that. He's through. A bit of help from Wobbleclaw at the start there. Look at that though. Doesn't need Wobbleclaw's help. That's what I mean. The perfect build for this. Does it not count as handball? Surely that counts as handball. 2 goals on the board. Can it net a hat-trick? In it comes the next one. Oh, it's gone over. And time is running out. It's close to the hat-trick. Can it do it? It's now got the ball, but Wobbleclaw is in the way. Running out of time. Last push. Nope. Very close. But just out of time. I don't know what Wobbleclaw was doing there. He gave the ball. But I don't think handball is a thing in this competition. So those balls are going to count. Crikey Pulverizer safely through. Almost netting a hat-trick. That means that the wall is not quite so fortunate as it was in the gauntlet. Today it does go out. It had 1 fewer shot on target than the microwave, so it drops out of the competition. Mexican Dan joins the Vice President in the loser's seat.
I'm now joined by Mexican Dan. Mexicans aren't normally too bad at their soccer, but you yourself seem to have failed.
Well, you know what they say, senor. If you don't score the goals, you don't win the competition.
Okay.
I did not score the goals. No, I did not score the goals. And that is bad, you see. I need to score the goals, maybe because I do not build a good enough robot to play the game.
Okay, thank you very
I
much.
shall build a better robot next time. And I shall win the whole competition.
What do you do for your spare time?
My spare time, it's none of your business. I don't smuggle drugs into the country.
Okay then, fair enough. Something new we've learned.
I am just the stereotype, I tell me. Fuck this character.
That might be the last time you see Banter Wars, everyone. Cancelled.
Now, it's all well and good being able to run a maze or score a goal. But sometimes Banter Wars is a bit different than that. Sometimes it's all about being able to punch your opposition more than they can punch you back. Some of our robots are now going to be rather surprised by what they've entered into. No longer is it fun and games. Now we're into the real serious stuff. Epic battles to the death. And we're going to start with the Heat semi-finals.
How are they going to line up today for the Heat semi-finals? First up, Crikey O Pulverizer versus Le Chef de Boeuf's Microwave. Can a chimera of two of the deadliest robots in robot combat history defeat a kitchen utensil? Did I say utensil? It might as well be. It's a kitchen appliance. I don't know how it's going to win this. Cooking the pulverizer? I don't know. Radiation? Either way, let's get into it. I don't know what the microwave tactic is going to be. That probably isn't it. Getting flipped by that lifter of Crikey O Pulverizer. Look at that blender. Now what this robot does, it will take the opponent, lift it into that cage and blend it to pieces. It's like a giant blender. We've got a blender against a microwave in the arena today. How exciting. I don't know how much damage that microwave door is doing. This seems to be holding back the pulverizer. They're not doing anything to thwart it in terms of the battle. Now that's poor driving. Flipped and again 1-2 by the pulverizer. Flipped again, and that could well be the end of the competition. Can I get into that blender? Oh, look at that. Deadly destruction and menace from Crikey O Pulverizer. Surely the favourite to finally get the Prime Minister of Robot into the grand final. He's failed at every attempt so far. Now, what can happen here? Can he get the microwave out of the arena? There's no need. He's annihilated. Done, dusted, over. Not even table scraps for Crikey O Pulverizer. Absolutely roasted in that arena. Baked, grilled, and it's given us a lot of thrills in the process. And that was just dessert.
So, was the pulverizer sausage and meatballs a little too spicy for you today?
Oui, it was the robot was crap. Utter shite. The perfect not very good, you see. But it is how the competition goes. You go in, you make a spicy meatball, and then that's Italian. That's Italian. So you get the baguette with the cumin, the water, the sand. You remember the water, the sand. That is what the robot needs. These other robots are le boeuf de shit. Now, the chef de boeuf. Yeah. The water, the sand makes all the difference.
Did you not have any water to sand today?
I did not have no water, the sand, no. It's a big mistake. Arsene Wenger always had the water, the sand. Always.
Okay, on to the next round.
Well, if you thought that was enough, that was just the starters. Next up for the Heat semi-finals, the Brucelizer versus Bone Tickler, previous grand finalist against a perennial underachiever with Australian Bruce. And there is the Bone Tickler, looking extraordinarily dangerous. That grappling claw is not something you want to get stuck in. And then Australian Bruce's Brucelizer with the fork lift at the front and the self-righting beer cans. This could be a mincing and not great head-on start by the Brucelizer, going straight in, and the Bone Tickler just needs to get those lifting spikes underneath Australian Bruce to really get a claw in on that Australian flag design. Australian Bruce comes away from the wall, can't get that lifter underneath the Bone Tickler, and that's what it needs to do, because the Bone Tickler cannot self-right if put on its side. Now underneath Australian Bruce, the Brucelizer, into the CPZ, and that's where the Observer Bot can play. Now the pincer comes into action. Look at the deadliness of that. That is awesome. From the Bone Tickler. Well on top of this battle. How long can the Brutalizer hold out? Could be put out of the arena if the Observer Bot feels in the right mood. But I think it's letting the Bone Tickler have its fun. Now the Brutalizer is righted and pushes the Bone Tickler against the arena wall. I think the Observer Bot doesn't know quite which robot to attack at the moment, so leaves them to it. The Brutalizer is giving a good push on the side of Bone Tickler, which seems to have slowed down. Observer Bot watches on curiously. Now against the arena wall. What's happened to the Bone Tickler here? Brutalizer is pushing, but cannot get underneath the Bone Tickler. What's happening here? I think it's breaking, you know. Under pressure from the Brutalizer's forklift blades. A push, a heave. The Bone Tickler looks mangled. What a turnaround. What a comeback from the Brutalizer. Victory goes to Australia. What a shock. Don't think the Observer Bot's very happy about it though. Doesn't like the Australians. And out the arena. Not that that matters. Good stuff, Observer Bot. Well, it was all Bone Tickler from the start. Really showed its mettle, its power. Especially at this bit here, it looked all doom and gloom for the Brutalizer, but then suddenly the match turned and Bone Tickler just came to a stop. Pressure from the Brutalizer immobilised it. What a shock and a brilliant comeback from the Australian machine. Finally doing something worthwhile in Banter Wars.
Well, aren't you going to interview me? Angry!
If you came to Banter Wars looking for peace, calm debate, glittery, flowery things, you've most certainly come to the wrong place. We're now at the Heat final. That is one of the most brutal competitions ever witnessed by mankind. And we have two robots who are getting ready backstage, gearing themselves up for the most brutal battle of their lives to date. Now I'm going to step back and let them come into the arena. I'm going to have to step back quite a long way. Please join me while we watch the Heat Grand Final.
So it comes down to this. The Prime Minister into another Heat Final with Crikeo Pulverizer against the Brutalizer. Now this should go to Crikeo Pulverizer, but as we've seen, anything can happen. Both robots are very similarly coloured, red, blue and white. So there's a very bright atmosphere in the arena today. Flags aplenty. Who will win out? Which blue machine will blow the other away? Crikeo Pulverizer and the Brutalizer, and straight away it's the Crikeo Pulverizer robot with the massive flip. The difference in the size of those forklifts could surely come into play, but now the Brutalizer is underneath. I just think that that body of Crikeo Pulverizer is too big for Australian Bruce to do anything with. Now the Pulverizer is underneath again and turns the Brutalizer over. Can it get the Brutalizer into that blender? That vicious looking rotating blade. It's spinning very fast. Looks are deceiving. Now there's a bit of a forklift tussle as Brutalizer pushes back. It starts to show some pressure on the Pulverizer. Now getting underneath again. Oh! Oh! Who'd have seen this coming? The Brutalizer is tipping! Crikey, pulverised onto its back, and it cannot right itself. What a shock! The Brucelizer, out of nowhere, has taken this Heap by storm, uses that forklift successfully for probably the first time ever in its history to tip the almighty pulverizer onto its back, annihilating it from the competition, and the Prime Minister yet again faces defeat. Look at this. Brilliant stuff from the Brucelizer. It marches on to the series grand final. Go on, say it.
So another robot not in the grand final.
Look, I've still got one robot left out of this, right? Still got one left and it will win. So you see if it doesn't. I can't believe... How could the freaking Australian Bruce... Since when has he had a robot that achieved anything? Ever?
Well, he beat you today.
Freaking luck. Luck.
There you have it. Luck is worth more too money.
Too heckin' right it is. I ought to buy all the luck. Can I rig luck? Can it be rigged?
I think the way it will work is if you had a 6-sided dice and all of them were a 6 apart from 1, you'd still land on the 1.
Now you're just being a smart ass. Right, I've still got one robot left, and I guarantee you now, that robot will win.
Okay, fair enough. You shall see.
Yes, you shall see.
Well done, Australian Bruce. You're through to the grand final. How do you feel?
Oh, crikey, mate. I love it. I love it so much, mate. Beating the Prime Minister. Oh, can't think of anything better. Do you mind if I take this out of the corks and going in my eye?
No, you must continue to wear the corks.
Oh, all right, mate. All right. But I'm going through to the grand final. So, it's all good, Bruce.
How's Sheila?
Sheila? Ah, she's cracking, mate. She's cracking. Got killed by a kangaroo.
So a kangaroo got killed by a kangaroo?
Well, if you want to put it that way, mate.
Fair enough. On to the next round.
There we have it, 5 competitors now in to the Banter Wars Series 4 Grand Final. There's one place left. 6 robots next week will fight for that last place, including the Series 3 Grand Champion and Ordinary Robot Blimey 4. Can anybody beat the most monstrous machine ever dreamt up by Satan himself? Because Satan did invent that robot, I'm telling you. And all the hallmarks are there. Brutality, evil, merciless, wrath. Now he's here next week. Can anybody beat an ordinary robot? We'll find out. See you next week.